Michael, in terms of hurling this year, you've been carrying bits and pieces of injuries. How's the body at the moment?
It's not too bad, yeah. Just surviving back has settled down, thankfully, and that's normally the root of every problem with me. So once that's settled down, things hopefully can keep going a bit more smoothly. So I've got a bit of training done now the last few weeks, which is great, and just try and mind the body now until semi-final and still get a bit of hard training done, because it's important to try and get the fitness back up, because unfortunately I have been lacking in training the last couple of years, and now it's great to get a bit done over the last few weeks.
That's it, and it's that balancing act as well of getting fit again, but getting the hurling is important as well, because when you lose the touch, it takes a while to get it back.
Completely, yeah. So it's both really, and trying to get both done together is great. So the sessions that we have in training are great in terms of having those matches, because you're getting the hurling done and you're getting the fitness up as well. So running is one thing, and again I've been used to it the last couple of years, but it's all small rucks and that's big tackles. They take the energy out of you, and you can't really train for that when you're just doing running up and down the line. So it's definitely great to be back in and hurling with the boys.
And Michael, what exactly is wrong with your back?
It's a complicated one. I think there's a protrusion in one of the cartilages there, which is one of the problems, and then there's one or two more with facet joints, I think. So it's not straightforward, and we're trying out different things, and just the last few weeks now it has settled down, and hopefully it'll stay that way.
Leinster final against Galway, got a crack at them as well. Replicated the All-Ireland final last year in terms of how the game went. Galway got off to a big start as well, but you seemed to just settle into it in the second half and coasted at home.
Yeah, very much so. It really was a replicate of the All-Ireland, and so my fear at half-time was, Galway will come out now all guns blazing for these first 10 minutes, because that's when we kind of took over that in last year's All-Ireland. But Richie Hogan, I suppose, we sprung him on there at half-time, and the first ball Richie got was over the bar, and that kind of re-energised us, I think, and we started getting on top in the half-back line in midfield there as well, and we started getting on the ball more, and with that mounting the ball going into their backs, there's only so much you can do, and I think that goal really killed them off as well. Anytime you get a goal in a game, it tends to hurt teams, and I think we drove on from there.
Was it all tactical, or was it Galway? Did Galway take the foot off the pedal at all? Or because it's unusual with Galway, they've been at this stage before, they've been in tight games with Kilkenny, but it was hard to see the way it went. It went the same as last year's game. You thought lessons might have been learned from it.
Yeah, look, it's hard to know. It's a mental thing or what, I'm not sure, but Galway are a decent team, and they have come under a lot of criticism the last few weeks, and I think it is uncalled for. These boys are putting in their time to play for Galway. They're training just as hard as everyone else, and look, we caught them with a goal early in the second half, and I think that kind of killed them off a bit, and they dropped their heads maybe, but no, there's some fine hurlers on that team. They're playing the weekend now against Clare, which will be a good game, and I wouldn't be surprised to see Galway beat them. I reckon maybe Clare will tip it, but I wouldn't be surprised either way if Galway did actually tip it.
Michael, what do you think of the Munster final? I know for fans it didn't live up to expectations as well. Tipperary just flew away with it. Is that down to Waterford's tactics?
No, I don't think it's down to Waterford's tactics. Waterford have been hurling fierce well the last 2 years, and they will be strong opposition against Wexford the weekend. And I think they have good players, they have excellent players. They have some youth there like Lexa Gleeson, there, Dunford, Barron, their midfield. They're excellent players. So they're a good team. I think the goals again killed them. They were down by 3 points after half time. Within 5 to 10 minutes, it was still 3 points, and I think then McGrath got the goal. Next thing, 6 points. Waterford played with a sweeper in the back, so maybe they kind of were under a bit of pressure then, because they were probably forcing maybe the play then to try and get a goal maybe, and not taking their points. So Tipperary are a very, very strong team, and I think this year their team is laid out very, very strongly. They have some 2 or 3 new players on the team as well, so they'll be a serious team to beat, and I think maybe it was just how actually strong Tipperary were the last day when they played Waterford and how good they actually are. Yeah,
Tipperary are looking pretty sharp this year, but Kilkenny every year, well, the last couple of years with the injuries and retirements and everything as well, Kilkenny is getting written off. Well, not written off, but they say, well, maybe they mightn't challenge for it this year. But Michael, every time you turn up, you're in an All-Ireland semi-final again.
Yeah, an All-Ireland semi-final, but look, we have to get to the All-Ireland, and it's if we get knocked out in the semi-final now, you're kind of looking at the year. Look, we won a Leinster final. Well, it wasn't much of a year then in that case. Maybe you might say in December. So it's important to get to the final. There's 2 games left, in terms of if he gets All Ireland to actually win it. So 270 minutes. So there's nothing in it. There's training to be done. Keep our heads down and keep working away. Other teams obviously are putting up to us, and we have been unlucky with injuries the last couple of years, but we have fought on, and we've dug out results, I suppose, in some cases. And hopefully we'll be doing the same now in a few weeks' time. Whoever we play, we just need to get ourselves right. That's key for us. Get ourselves right. Hopefully not have too many injuries coming into the game, because again, training's getting harder. It's more physical, and last year we lost Michael Welch around this time of year to one of the training sessions. I think the year previous it was Michael Rice, a cruciate injuries. So hopefully we won't pick up any injuries in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, and there's always players that step up every year. Gerard Aylwards and Walter Welch the year before that, and pick and choose them. And then you've John Joe Farrell this year, and he's flying it.
Yeah, John Joe's been going well now. Like even last year now, to be honest, he was very unlucky not to start. And I say it was maybe a toss of a coin between himself and Gerard Aylward. And Gerard got the goal in the semi-final against Wexford and banged in 2-3 or something. So that kept him there, and he kept that performance going throughout the whole year, which was unbelievable for him, to be honest. Because normally a new player coming on like that, he might have a good game and then they might disappear. But Gerard kept that going for the whole year, and John Joe was still going well in training. But just the team was quite strong and settled at that time, and it's hard to break into it. And Gerard kept those performances going. So yeah, it's great to see John Joe in there. He's a local Thomastown man there, and it's great to see him actually getting the rewards he deserves. And again, look, it's only half the year. There's 2 more games left, hopefully, and we'll see what happens.